Namaste, my good friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 signs that you're already a lot more psychic than you might realize. Being psychic, the idea of being a psychic has a lot of connotations. And in my experience, the actual psychic impressions are very subtle, very natural, not at all what I would have imagined. There was a wise man that once told me this. I saw this one psychic a while back, and his name was Kevin. He was like a real deal type of psychic. This is the kind of guy that the way you'd get in to see him is every month you'd have to call in, like a hotline almost. And just like calling in to get concert tickets, it would be like busy, 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 busy. The 40th time, someone would say, "You can have Thursday, March 22nd at 4:30 p.m. Take it. I'm good." You didn't pick your appointment. They just gave you one. You felt lucky to have it. He was that good. And he said this to me. He said, "Listen, you need to start trusting yourself. You're just as psychic as I am, Vic, but you don't really embrace it. You don't know it." This happened many years ago, and ever since he said that, it stuck with me. And I started to kind of just go with it, go with my feelings, my intuition, and it really has blossomed a lot for me. And in talking to a lot of you, I can tell that you're pretty freaking, you're on a very psychic level too, and a lot of you don't realize it. So hopefully this video of these 5 signs will help allow you to embrace your sensitivity, your psychic awareness, because it's a very valuable skill, and it's a nice asset to have in life. Number 1, you're always saying to yourself, I feel like fill in the blank. That's a psychic impression. You feel like something is a certain way, but you don't know why. It's as simple as that. You know what? I feel like I should go apply for this job. Why? I don't know, but I feel like I should. Go. You can quickly prove to yourself just how psychic you are by starting to act upon those feelings you're already getting. Number 2 is you feel sensitive, empathic, sensitive to other people's energy. What does that really imply? When you can perceive and feel and experience another person's vibes or energy or demeanor or mood, what is that? That's information. That's what being psychic is. It's having the ability to access and perceive information that not everybody is open enough to perceive. It's that simple. So most psychics, by definition, are empathic. It's sort of synonymous. It's sort of the same thing. If you're psychic, you're sensitive, you're empathic, you just can perceive more data in every given moment. And that data is information that you can use. Most people resist and resent their sensitivity. Once you can kind of start to go with it and see it for the blessing that it is, you might surprise yourself. We'll put it that way. Number 3 is sometimes you have a feeling. You just suspect that something you're doing, something that's transpiring, you're able to sense there's a higher purpose for it. I'll give you an example. So far I've been slightly vague. So I was talking to my buddy just this morning, and he was telling me that it was kind of weird. He said the other day, for no reason that he could think of, he just felt like doing this. He took the garbage out at his apartment or something. He ended up walking around the building, taking the trash out at a time he would normally not take it out, but he just had the feeling to do it. And when he did that, he got to the trash and he noticed there was this like shady character like peeking into cars, looking like he was gonna break into a car if he felt it was easy to get into or something. And this guy, the person was telling me this, he's bald, he has tattoos, runs marathons, and he just happens to be sort of like more of an intimidating looking sort of character, you could say, opposed to the other people who would normally have taken the trash out. These people were more like, they're more, just not intimidating folks. They're more like, you know, it might have been a different scenario. When this guy took the trash out, the perpetrator ran off and kind of fled. If it was these other people, who knows? And just as he was telling me, he's a pretty higher conscious guy too. He was telling me, like, I had a sense, I had a feeling that there was a reason I took the trash out at this time. Being able to perceive that, when you're real psychic, you have a connection with the whole. And you could sense that all these things that go on, these little things, there's a reason for it. Little mini decisions to go take out the trash at a time you normally don't do it, that can have a big impact. And it's very good that more people are tapping into this collective, because now, if everyone was able to see the higher order and the connectedness among with everything, there would be a different world we live in. So don't just dismiss your gut feelings to do something, even if your mind doesn't understand, because oftentimes, again, it could have a big ripple effect. Could save someone's life, you never know. But normal people who are not psychic would not even have the thought, let alone the actual suspicion, that what they did might have been part of, like, the higher order. That line of thinking is like a psychic's, that's like psychic thoughts right there. Number 4 is you naturally see the deeper underlying spiritual meaning and significance of random life events or anything, really. I was talking to this girl today and she was saying, you know what, Vic, I suspect, she has this nice little child, I suspect that it's important for me to break the karmic ties I have with my, like, parents. She's able to perceive a karmic connection between her and her family lineage, and she's able to actually see how it's affected her, and now it's starting to be mirrored in her child. And she says, I gotta get on this, because I don't really want this child I love so much to be connected to all of that. I gotta improve myself, man. I gotta break my karmic ties, is I think the way she put it. And I was like, dude, do you realize that people don't think like that? You talk like that around 99% of the people around, they're gonna think you're nuts. But I got it. A lot of you would understand that, because you could just, you're so freaking psychic, man. You can perceive all that. You perceive the higher order of things. You can see connections that most people are oblivious to. But it's subtle. It's just the same thing with her. I, like, had a feeling, a suspicion. Go with it. Go with it. Go with it. Let it prove to you its validity. Number 5, your first impression is always right. It's so easy to question ourselves, because sometimes, a lot of times, you run into someone or anything, really, any situation, and your first impression is that, I don't like this. And you're like, oh man, why? Don't be judgmental. That's not very cool. You didn't give him a chance. And then you end up kicking yourself because you were right all along. Sometimes the psychic impression isn't anything you can really grasp. Sometimes it's not just a local, isolated feeling, or a phrase that streams through your mind, or something you see. It's just I don't like this person. It's just a split second, a decision that you don't like this guy. He's got bad vibes. You don't know what it is. You don't like him. But we question it. We dumb ourselves down by why would I think that? Don't be that. How cocky of me to think I could sum this person up so quickly with such little evidence. And then we miss. We end up kicking ourselves because we didn't trust our first instinct. If you can sort of, like, take action rather than just hear what I said in those 5 things, I don't expect to prove anything to you. Who am I? I'm just some guy talking in front of the camera. But I promise you, if you start to actually, like, consider what I said and apply what I said and start going with your impressions, you will be blown away at how much more accurate they will become in time. And then when you do that, there is such a sense of calm and peace about life, because you you just start to become more comfortable with the idea that there is so much more going on beyond the senses, beyond the extreme limitations of our sense perception. There's more going on, and you are connected to all of that. You are part of all of that, and so is everybody else. And this is kind of just a neat little game we're playing. So anyways, guys, take that for what you will. I wish you all the best on your psychic journey. I will speak to you next time. Namaste.